tired?
I'm tired.
Can you do a show today?
Yeah.
Not that tired?
No, I'm not that tired. I'm just tired, man.
Well, you have so much. You know what you are? You are the former me.
I am.
We've flip-flopped.
It's weird.
All right, well, let's do the show.
Okay.
It's the Krisha and Frank Show, the exciting newish podcast. It's what, a week and a half old now? What are we up to, episode 8? All right, that's the Coconut Beach music. Dun, 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 dun. That could be fading.
We're a week old.
Right, because we had, episode 8, so we're not...
We're a week old.
Yes, us. How about that?
Look at that.
Very exciting.
No, so my dear friend Donald, who said the best thing about my nose ring.
Is he Donald the actor that I've seen him perform? I've seen him perform. He's very good, very talented.
I am house and dog sitting for them currently, but he said something about my nose ring, which made me very happy.
Wait a second. I just realized there's more to it than I saw in the photo.
Yeah, look at it.
It's got a pattern. How many nose rings do you have?
Just one. This is it.
Okay. I assumed it was like a solid design, but now that I'm actually close enough to see, there's like a center and a circle. It's an
opal. Opal's kind of my favorite. It's not my birthstone, but I love some opal.
What is opal, the birthstone of?
I don't know. I should know. It's been a trivia question when I used to go to trivia.
Opal.
And we never got it
See, because I need to know for crossword puzzles.
Okay, yeah.
Because I've got a streak going with the New York Times crossword puzzle. So I need to keep up my streak.
Opal.
Opal.
October. Aw. Look at that.
So we'll mention it again in October, because we're still in. Right now, we are still in. Chrysolite.
Chrysolite.
Oh, that was old timey. Sapphire.
Sapphire. Okay.
Sapphire.
Sapphire. September sapphire. October opal. Opal is my favorite stone. My birthstone is aquamarine. It's boring. I mean, I love blue.
Am I bad that I do not have a favorite stone? That I do not. I don't have. I have no feelings about stones.
I think opal is pretty, but Donald said that I was gilding the lily with my nose ring.
That's better than putting lipstick on a pig.
It is.
That's a much better compliment.
I know, and it made me smile. He was like, I see you've been gilding the lily. Then I had another friend ask me if I was not opening myself up to getting more COVID. I was like, by putting a hole in a holy orifice?
No, I don't see how that...
No, and it was very safe. I actually
went because your mask would cover that anyway, and the mask is not to protect you, it's to protect others.
Correct.
So unless you're blowing disease out your nose hole.
And where I went was you have to make an appointment, and you're the only one allowed in the building at the time of...
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I get my hair done.
Right.
You know, you text from the parking lot, and they tell you when the room is wiped.
Yep.
In fact, I was getting my hair cut, and I got the text from my hairdresser. She's like, I'm ready early, just come on in.
Nice. Because
she knew I was on the way. And then, as I'm leaving, there's a lady just walks in, no mask, and says, I'm here early.
Like, ma'am.
And like, well, you have to go back to your car because we haven't wiped. So, and my hairstylist, who owns the place, and her subcontractor, whatever you would call it,
right,
who is going to come in and do this other woman's hair. So their timing is off. The customer's there before the stylist is there.
Right.
So I figure I can help out.
You gonna do somebody's hair?
No. And the lady doesn't want to leave. So I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, I was sneezing all over everything, and they haven't wiped it down yet, so it's kind of gross in here.
Like, oh, hey, bye.
I guess that didn't really help.
I guess
but
not.
I said it.
No, but
I was trying to help out my friend.
I'm house sitting and dog sitting. I'm dog sitting Jack and Sophie.
Now, question.
Yes.
Is this the same gig, or do you have to house sit at one place and then go over and dog sit at another place?
No, it's all the same gig.
So the dog is...
Jack and Sophie. The dog's Jack and Sophie. Jack's my boyfriend.
What kind of dog is Jack?
Jack is a little muddy mud. I think he's got some chow in there.
Why wouldn't he be a Jack Terrier? Jack Russell. Now, you could only name your dog Jack if he's got Jack in him.
Look, I didn't name the dog. I'm just taking care of him. Right. And he's wonderful. And Sophie is a sweet little old boxer mixie thing. All
right. See, I think of Sophie. I think of my friend Lou Katz, who had a basset hound named Sophie for most of the time that I knew him.
They have smelly ears, but they're so cute.
So he's had other basset hounds since then. I don't know their names. Right. I just remember Sophie the basset hound from 30 years ago. Or 40 years ago.
So I'm house and dog sitting, which means I'm walking a lot. And I'm getting all my exercise in. And I'm working. I'm doing 5 shows a week right now.
That's a lot of shows.
In Gatlinburg at Sweet Benny Adams.
But seriously, you and I have swapped lives.
And I'm moving.
Oh, why?
Because.
Where?
I'm moving to a very nice area.
Closer to the podcast porch? Or further from the podcast porch?
It's about the same. I'm moving in Fairmont area.
I don't know Fairmont.
You know where the bowling alley is on Broadway and Senor Taco? It's in between.
I know Broadway.
Right. Broadway past Fellini Kroger. Do you know where Ramey's Cafe is?
So wait a second. You're talking about the Inside 640.
Uh-huh. Because
I worked on the Rock.
It's right in that area.
I worked on what is it called? Sharps Ridge.
I'm 2 roads over from where you turn to go up there.
Okay, there's a Bojangles and a CVS and
right.
Walgreens,
I'm before
whatever.
the Bojangles.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's called Fairmont?
I've given a little too much information.
There's a Harvey's Pizza.
I could walk and
stop. I'm just throwing out generic random things as a distraction, and you're telling us how to GPS your house.
It doesn't matter. Come visit. I have porches. I'm moving into an apartment. It's actually a house that's split into 2, and I love it. I am in love. This is going to be my forever place until I buy a house. I love this apartment, and it's a school teacher that owns it, and he's wonderful and sweet, and it's affordable, and I love it. I love it.
That's good.
But I'm moving.
That's a lot of work.
I'm moving, and I'm working.
But you have moved so much since your life changing and a midlife crisis. Right? How many times have you moved?
Just 3.
In how many years?
2 years.
Okay, that's more moves than years. You follow what I'm saying?
Right. But
the ratio, your move to time ratio is a little out of whack.
For me, this is not a lot of moving.
Oh.
I grew up moving a lot.
Oh.
A lot.
Did your family use the hearse as a...
We used flower vans to move.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
guess the hearse you have to keep it nice,
Right. My mom's family owned Weaver Funeral Home. My mom was Earl Bressler Weaver, who owned Weaver Funeral Home. So I grew up, my dad was the general manager. My mom worked there. She was in nursing school.
So she married a guy who worked there, or he got the job there after they got married?
He got the job there. They were high school sweethearts, my parents were. And
so his in-laws gave him a job at the funeral home.
Yep.
That's good.
And I remember I used to practice my my award speeches. My dad would be there in the afternoon or evening after school setting up for a funeral.
Yeah.
And I apologize to those people who I gave my Oscar speech at the lectern as my dad was setting up the casket and the flowers and getting everything ready.
That sounds good to me.
And I used to roller skate in the basement where there were big, huge to the ceiling.
That was in a movie.
This is real.
No, this was from a movie.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Right? I thought it was in, maybe it was also in that, but I thought I saw it in Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Maybe.
Which is not available on digital. It's only on, you have to get a DVD, and I have the DVD somewhere. I can't find it.
I love that movie.
But I need to see it like on the thing, on my devices.
But no, so there was the basement where there was a table and a refrigerator and a kitchen for the people who worked there.
Oh, not for the dead. This is for the live.
There were stacked to the ceiling brand new caskets on both sides.
With that new casket smell.
And then there was the old rickety wooden casket elevator.
Oh.
And then the embalming room, and then a hallway.
Yeah.
And it came back, and
is it still there?
It made a circle. It's a farmer's insurance building now.
So
on
I thought
Western
Weaver's
Avenue.
Still existed.
It does. It's the other half of the family that now owns it.
And they're in a different building than the one you grew up in.
The Farmers Insurance, I think it's Farm Bureau Farmers Insurance building on Western Avenue next to the Crystal.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Huh.
Yeah, and so I would roller skate and I would wave to the embalmer as I in my little pony skate.
That's just that's fantastic.
So I have a weird morbid sense of humor.
All right. Well, maybe I'm terrible, but at my mom's funeral.
Oh, Frank.
What?
I feel you franked out.
Not really.
Okay.
But there's people in the family who have some commonality with old grandpa. So they tell me at the wake that you have to do a gospel. We had a deacon to do the gospel reading. So I get up and do New Testament reading. Jerry gets up and sings something.
Yeah.
Megan sang something.
Oh, nice.
This is just the wake. This isn't even the funeral yet. This is the night before at the funeral home.
Okay.
And they've kind of taken it and kind of make it look a little less Baptist, a little more Catholic.
Okay.
Because the casket, mom's casket with the lid open, is hiding the podium. because normally the podium, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
You follow what I'm saying, is that in Baptist and Protestant churches, the lectern, the podium is generally in the center.
Correct.
And it's liturgically incorrect to put it in the center of a Catholic church. It has to be off to the side, because the altar has to be in the center.
Okay.
All right, anyway. But so they're like, well, so they put a crucifix up, they open the lid so you don't see the lectern. But they tell me that...
So her wake and funeral was not in a Catholic church, but...
They're 2 days. The wake is at day 1.
Okay.
And at the funeral home.
Is this...
Then they pack her up and we go to the church and we do it, the funeral at the church the next day. And then they take her back to the funeral home, and we went to the cemetery the day after that. So we managed to stretch this out.
Right.
For Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm apparently hosting the funeral. I'm apparently the MC.
The MC of the wake or the funeral or both?
Mostly the wake.
Okay.
Mostly the wake. I mean, I organized the funeral. I was telling, I had
sure.
planned everything.
I'm sure.
I should show you some of the videos.
What?
Well, some of the family members couldn't come.
Okay.
But maybe we should do a commercial for Death.
Okay. Bone Zones. Don't forget the S.com.
Death's Acre is a fantastic book that you can read. And that's the first one. It's about the origins of the Body Farm. And then Beyond the Body Farm is maybe my favorite, because it's true stories, including the exhumation of the Big Bopper.
Right.
Which I brought up when we were planning Mom's funeral.
My specs on. I can't.
When we were planning my mother's funeral, I bring up the exhumation of the Big Bopper, and I want to know what kind of grave liner they're going to give her. And I realized it didn't matter, because they're burying her on top of my dad, so he probably already took one for the team. And in terms of the water table, but moving on, you can get this Body Farm T-shirt with the skull on there. You can get a Dr. Bass tote bag. You can get the orange T-shirt. Here's hats that say Dr. Bill Bass Groupie. Here's these red cups like we used to have at the radio station.
Cups, yeah.
This is at bonezones.com. Don't forget the S.
Yeah.
Collectible coin. So all this great merchandise.
There's your bios there too.
Yes, it says you guys read my Frank Murphy bio. I sent him a new one too. I had to update it recently.
Oh man,
I'm gonna have to update it again and say, and now he's got a podcast with his friend Krisha.
Yeah.
Because I used to have you in my bio in the olden days, but I redid it a few times. So all these great books, bonezones.com, and then when we do start having public appearances again, I'm the MC, and Dr. Bass is the genius, the 92-year-old forensic anthropology genius.
He's so great.
When we were able to start having public gatherings again, this is where you have the schedule and where to buy the tickets. All the things are online at bonezones.com. We need a jingle for them, too.
Bone Zones, get all your bone.
I have learned so much about embalming that you knew from growing up. You probably learned a few things about embalming and about caskets and whatnot. I learned it from Dr. Bass.
I wanted to go into the funeral business for a long time.
Really? I'd never wanted to. I'm still interested, but I thought, it's not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I could be serious long enough. Because at my mom's funeral, it's now time for me to thank everyone for coming.
MC in the wake.
There's a few people who were able to come out to the wake. It was a horrific thunderstorm.
And it's COVID.
Yeah, and so very few people are in attendance, and they're all sprayed out and blah, blah, blah. But, so I get up there, and I walk up to the podium behind the caskets. I'm looking over the top of Mom's open casket. And I'm saying, look, I just want to point out how important it is when you take the time to show up. I mean, here we have a pandemic. Here we have a thunderstorm. Here we have the fact that it's a Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Right.
There's a lot of reasons why it would be more convenient to not come. But you people specifically, mostly family, but a few neighbors and friends, you took the time, you showed up, and I want you to know how much it means to us when you're a person who shows up. Well, I'm being fairly sincere.
Right.
I'm being lighthearted about it. But I'm making it comfortable.
Correct.
I'm not being sad. I'm being, maybe smiling.
It's super awkward when somebody very emotional speaks.
Yeah, no, I'm
super awkward.
I'm devoid of emotions.
Which is like me speaking always.
Aw. So then what happens though, is that there's the 3 grandsons are there, and the youngest one, Charlie, decides to run up to the podium, and run up with me.
Yes.
And what do you do in improv?
You just say, okay, here we go.
Go with it. So I scoop him up. And I'm holding him, and he wants to say something.
And he's how old?
I think 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's about to turn 3. I think
Mhm.
in October. His birthday's October 5th, so I
Right.
think he
So
turns.
he like concept of like no.
But he's got 2 older brothers who now went in on the act.
Oh no.
So now I've got one in either arm.
Uh-huh.
The 2 Timmy and Charlie, and they want to talk about on the mic and say hi to everybody. And then of course,
right.
Mini me.
Mini you.
The one who used to pray for Aunt Krisha because he loves you so much.
I love him.
I
I like bananas. I like cake. And I like splits.
Yep, banana split cake. He loves it.
Mhm.
So he wants to get up there. But the thing is, I have to teach him, and I've made the same mistake in my youth, is you got to know when to get off stage.
Oh yeah.
Because he hasn't learned that part yet. So
that's crucial.
So what's happening is this is all going on. I lift him up. He does his something. And I had more I was planning on saying, but we hit the laugh. So what happens when you hit the laugh?
Get out of there, buddy.
So I scoop these boys up, and we are done. Casket, close the casket. Show's over. So, but poor Artie, I said I have to teach him this bit about the show business. He goes running back up there to talk into the microphone some more, but I'm not there to hold him, so he is climbing up on the pew-like bench behind. Yeah, trying to get everybody's attention again because he's got more to say, and he wants to do like a knock-knock joke or something that's in his head, that's not. He's just he.
Artie, I got one. What's red and invisible?
I don't know.
Tomatoes.
No tomatoes.
No tomatoes.
They're red and they're invisible. So that happened.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he did not get the
big laugh. No,
Yeah.
He got. You ever see the old insurance commercials where you got tackled by Terry, whomever it was? Yeah, his dad.
That's like, we're done here.
His dad linebacked that one. And I can't help him.
Contrary to what your grandfather is doing, this is not a comedy show.
Because Dad trumps Grandpa every time. You cannot, I will never, ever contradict Dad.
That's great.
Because that's
a great way to be.
Yeah, I'm comedy Grandpa. But when you cross your mom and dad, you're dealing with them, not me.
Right. It's on you, kid.
You're out there. But I had to pack dress shoes. I had 2 trips to see the family in the DC area.
We were talk about your shoes, weren't we?
Well, I can do it quick.
Yeah.
I had to pack 2 outfits for multiple funerals. In fact, when I was going, I wasn't even sure how many, what would happen,
Right.
And at the first visit I went to visit Mom, but we didn't know she was going to die. We had a niece. I have a niece who was in a near fatal car crash. So I secretly packed a funeral outfit because we really thought.
Right.
But she has made a miraculous recovery and is now home
I saw
after
that on Facebook.
94 days. So it's lovely. We're happy for that. And but Mom, I had had to pack all the stuff. But the shoes I had were so uncomfortable that when we got back to Knoxville, I said I wanted to buy some new shoes. Plus, I had worn out my regular day-to-day work shoes. So I got these.
What you got there? Some New Balances?
Yeah. I had,
They
were similar to the New Balances I had that I liked.
Yep.
But then, for my day shoes, I keep hearing, comedian Bobby Slayton doing commercials for Skechers.
Yep.
You know Bobby Slayton?
I do.
The Pitbull of comedy?
Yep.
So I bought some of those.
Yeah?
I love them.
I can't wear New Balance. I have the flattest feet known to man. Nikes. I'm a Nike
mine
fan
are pretty.
girl.
I have flat feet too, but I don't know.
I'm a Nike fan girl. I love me some Nikes. Just bought 2 new pair of Nikes.
Because I feel like once I find something, I should probably just buy multiple.
I've done that with jeans.
Yeah, because every time I go back to the store, whatever I used to wear shoe-wise doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Why do they do that?
We're done here. Because
why can't I just reorder the same shoes every 2 years?
The same pair of Levi's jeans that I love that look great on my body, and no matter what size I buy them in, they just stop making them, or they're like, now they're high-waisted. Look, I don't want high-waisted.
No.
I'm sorry.
Have you bought shoes since COVID?
Yes.
Do they have like chairs at where you went?
No.
It was so exhausting. We went after church, so I'm kind of probably a little overdressed for shoe. I didn't realize that I needed to wear a Richard Simmons outfit. you know,
it's a workout.
Because I ended up buying 3 pair of shoes because
Mm-hmm.
we had a something. We had, like, Jerry had points and we had a coupon.
And if you're gonna do it,
it was tax-free weekend.
Yes, okay.
That's what it was. That's why. So I'm gonna load up on
Right.
shoes to last me. So I bought a pair of sneakers, a pair of regular, like, go to work shoes, the Skechers, and a pair of church dress shoes.
Nice.
To replace, because I didn't like the ones from the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is so exhausting. So here I am, you have to. I'm sitting on the floor. I get down and sit on the floor, take off the shoes that I've got. Wearing a mask, and I still had my heavy mask. I hadn't bought the lightweight mask yet, summer mask yet, which is stupid because it's August. But I'm cheap, and I did buy a new one after that weekend. I mentioned it on Taxi Weekend. I bought new masks, but. So I find the Skechers that I'm okay. I've tried on like 5 different types of shoes. So that means every time it's stand up, sit down. So you're doing, what is that?
Calisthenics. You're doing squats.
Well, you're getting like up,
like burpees.
Down. Yeah. Up off the ground, up the ground. Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. And then you're walking around a little bit, and then you got to sit down again and change. So that I must have tried on, 5 pair per time that I bought. So a minimum 15 pair of shoes that I tried on.
And shoes are about the only thing you can try on right now. You can't try on clothes.
I did not know that.
Can't try on clothes.
I have not tried to buy clothes.
Yeah, cannot try on clothes. No dressing room.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Try to buy a pair of pants with this booty.
I didn't look at your booty this show.
No, you didn't.
I did. I got called out. You put that on. You put that on. Was that on Insta?
I screen grabbed it on the Insta. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's saying we're going to talk about her haunches on a show. Which one was that? Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday, I think.
So she starts doing this, and I look.
You're like,
well, that's how I remember things.
Yeah.
That's
why you got to watch the YouTubes.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
And find us youtube.com/Krisha and Frank. Same with like Facebook.com. Like for those of you who are not used to using the internet, like my aunt. You would type in www.facebook.com/Krisha and Frank.
Right. And if you don't know how to subscribe to YouTube, just shoot me a message or something.
You had to
tutorial
people.
I had to help some friends because a lot of people don't log into YouTube. They don't have a YouTube account.
Let's make a video of that. A tutorial of how to subscribe to the YouTubes.
And I think a lot of people, I don't want to create an account. I don't want to, and it is kind of a pain.
If you have a Gmail account, you already have a YouTube account.
Right, which I'm such an idiot. I was like, what's the password for our YouTube? You're like, dumb. I'm like, oh.
It's the same as the Gmail.
That's right.
And the Google Drive.
Never mind. I have
Google Photos.
I have a lot of email accounts.
I know. I have them because we've known each other for 15 years. You should see your contacts.
A lot of them don't exist anymore.
Well, then you can help me clean out your...
I will.
Save some memory on my phone.
I will.
By deleting your old email addresses. That's how many there are.
Krisha and Frank at gmail.com is an active email that we both will respond to. More than likely it will be Frank because I'm busy. I'm moving.
That's when you want to buy ads or do whatever. So thank you again to BoneZones.
Don't forget the S.
.com for sponsoring today's episode with Funeral Talk.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I should show you that Hillary who really helped out with Mom's funeral. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.